A while back, I was waiting for a priest buddy of mine who was late when a man approached me, looked right at me, and said, "Are you saved?" I wasn't in that moment particularly excited about entering into a theological discussion. I didn't want to be rude either, so I gave him an answer as best as I could, and we moved on. I don't think it's a particularly helpful question, although I don't at all deny the man's sincerity in what he was doing. But there was something in his face that disturbed me, and I don't know that this was there for sure, but I sensed in him, when he asked this, a certain smugness that he had been saved, and that I had to be able to say it in just the right way, like he did, so that I too could be one of the chosen few who were saved. I don't know, but that's what I sensed. And in today's gospel, we hear a man ask Jesus, "Will only a few be saved?" And I sensed in him the same thing. You see, I think the person who asked Jesus that question today wanted the answer to be yes. Only a few will be saved. People like you who've done it just right. I think that's the answer he was hoping to hear. You know, after all, look at all I've done, Jesus. I'm one of the holy ones. And that's you and me and a few others just like us. Jesus didn't seem to be very interested in a theological discussion either. He usually is not. He doesn't exactly answer the man. Instead, he does what he always does. He met the man where he was and tried to lead him deeper. He's always doing that with us. And for Jesus, the question about being saved is always about life now as well as after death. Life now. And his answer is two parts. Today, he gives one part very strong. The two parts are this. One, being saved, that's a gift. You can't earn it or deserve it. It's a gift. And part two, don't think it doesn't matter how you live. Those are both key. And I suggest that we all at some point tend to get goofed up on one part of that or the other. It is often more likely very, very, very religious people who tend to sin against part one of that, forgetting that it's all a gift. Very, very, very religious people can start to think that we've earned God's love. I've made myself lovable to God. And then what happens is then I start to look down on those who didn't make themselves lovable to God like I did. And those who are to be saved are the few like me. And we've moved from authentic faith to ego. It's all about us and feeling good about ourselves. That very dangerous series of books, the Left Behind series, is all around that. You have to say the words just right, just like this way, and then you will be one of the few saved. My brothers and sisters, that's so far from the way of Jesus. He keeps telling us listen to the Gospels. All you very religious people think it's all you. You're going to be surprised again and again by the outsiders who really get it. Don't be so smug in thinking it's all you, because many of you who think you are first, you will be last. Very challenging from Jesus about that. In the same way, there are some who find trouble accepting the gift. He loves me? Yes. He loves you. You don't have enough power to make him not love you. It's all a gift. That's part one. Part two, and this is more typically the sin of those who are not very religious. Again, a generalization. But the second sin would be to think, well, then it really doesn't matter that much how I live. It's all gift anyway, right? I mean, everybody goes to heaven, right? Really. Just as you can't expect to eat supersized portions day in, day out, month after month, and expect to fit into the same pair of jeans you fit into last year, Jesus says, you won't enter through the narrow gate without some spiritual discipline. He wants to give us life, but the path to that life now and at the hour of our death is a narrow gate. It's hard work. There's real discipline and letting go to take this way of self-emptying love that he lived, letting go of ego, serving others, forgiving, caring for a more just and loving world. All that is hard work. And it matters how we live. And we won't know the life that he wants to give us unless we enter through that narrow gate. And it can't just be some intellectual assent. Well, I'm a person of faith. I believe there's a God. I believe there's a God who set this whole world in motion. That makes me a person of faith. Really? It's got to show up in my life. The classic example is this question. If there were 3 frogs sitting on a log and 2 decided to jump in the creek, how many frogs would be left on the log? What's your answer? The answer is 3. Because deciding to jump in the creek is not the same as jumping in the creek. And saying that I'm a person of faith is not the same as being a person of faith. I say I'm a person of faith, yeah, but do I spend my life working to create a more just and loving world? I say I'm a person of faith, yeah, but do we pray in my home? I say I'm a person of faith, yeah, but can people see forgiveness in how I live? I say I'm a person of faith, well, then I ought to jump off the log instead of just saying that I'm a person of faith. And that's the challenge of Jesus today, huh? My brothers and sisters, he'll meet us where we are. He always does that. But then he wants to lead us deeper. And to some, I think the challenge today is, right, don't forget it's all a gift. And don't start thinking that by saying certain prayers you can win my love or guarantee yourself that I'll give you something that you want because you said the prayer these many days in a row. Or don't think that you can make yourself lovable because you can't. I already love you. Huh? And don't start to think that you're one of those special few. We're the elite. That growing fundamentalism in every religion makes us start to think we're right and you're wrong. And it's far from Jesus. And, he says, don't think for a second that it doesn't matter how you live. You want to know life now and at the hour of your death? Enter through the narrow gate of love. Here's how I answered the man who asked me if I had been saved. I said, oh yes. I said, I've been saved. Jesus did that. He did that once for all. That's the gift for me. Jesus is the one who saved me. And I said, but I know that every day of my life, I've got to choose again to be humble and forgiving and loving like him, or else it really won't make much of a difference that he saved me, would it? Oh, well, hello, buddy. Oh, I see what you've got there. A present. For me? No, Timmy. Oh, it's for Timmy. You got a present for Timmy. Birthday. Oh, that's right. It's his birthday. So, and the reason you got him a present was, Mom made me. Your mother made you. Oh, I understand. Okay. Well, Big Al, well, do you know why we celebrate birthdays and maybe have cake or give a present? They earn it. They earned it? No. It's not because they earn it. It's, then why behave? Then why behave? Okay, oh no. Well, Big Al, no. We give a gift and we celebrate a birthday just because we remember the goodness of the person and we thank God that they were even born. Oh, yeah. It's not because they've behaved that we give them a present. Why behave? Well, then why behave? Well, because it's the way to be happy. Oh, Jesus gives us good coaching, Big Al, on the way to live and love that will make us truly happy. It's hard, but his way will bring joy. Cool. Go Cards. Looks like he's jumping back on the bandwagon here, huh? And boys and girls, maybe you've had a birthday not long ago, or you will have one, and we celebrate birthdays sometimes with a song or with cake or candles, and every so often even a present. And the present isn't because you've earned it or something. We celebrate your birthday because we believe you were born good, and we're glad God gave you to the world. But we do count on you to do the hard work of loving like Jesus. And you know why? Because we want you to be happy in this precious life that God gave you.